How's it going, guys? Today I wanted to talk to you about what I like so far in my F450 and what I don't really like about it. I got about 5,400 miles on it right now, so figured I'd make this video for you. I know there's a lot of guys debating between the 350s and the 450s, so let's go ahead and get started. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So let's start with what I like. I love the way it handles with the trailer. You don't have any fishtailing at all. There's no top heaviness at all going around corners. Really noticed this down in West Virginia. I pulled a trailer out of Florida. There's another video that we did regarding fuel mileage of that trip if you want to check it out. But we pulled a trailer out of Florida, came up through West Virginia and all of those windy hills on 19 and 79 there, and honestly, you never noticed the trailer was behind you as far as top heaviness or anything like that. You did notice the weight and stuff going up and down the hills, but as far as handling and stuff, honestly, you didn't know it was behind you. Now keep in mind, I am really experienced hauling big trailers. I've driven semi trucks, a little bit of everything really, but really compared to any other pickup truck I drove, there's a substantial difference. Before this, I had just a fleet side 350, and that thing liked to roll a little bit in the corners. This thing, you don't get anything of that. Another thing I really like about it is the turning radius. It's way better than the 350s. It's because of the wider front axle, but you get about another turn and a half out of the steering wheel. It really helps you up backing up trailers into tight places like in campgrounds, and my driveway's really tight. It's nice for in there. Really, if you go in a lot of tight places, I'd really recommend getting a 450. It definitely worth the extra money there. Another thing I really like, the adaptive cruise control. Honestly, I'll probably never buy another pickup without one. With a trailer, it makes towing so much easier. You just set your cruise, it just slows up, speeds up, whatever it needs to do, keeps a safe distance to the car in front of you. I even tested a little bit coming into traffic. It slows down right at that right spot. Now it'll kind of throw you through the windshield, but it jams on the brakes, locks everything up if it needs to. Now you still need to be alert with that. It's just like a Tesla. They're not self-driving, but it makes it a lot easier to drive. So it's definitely a feature I probably wouldn't go without in the future. It's well worth the extra money. Of all the options in this truck, I would say that's the one that I definitely would not go without. Another nice thing is the camera in the bed that looks from the back of the cab down. It's really nice for hooking up gooseneck trailers. You can back up straight up to a ball, or even on like our camper, you can back straight into the kingpin on the fifth wheel. Real nice for backing up and hooking up the trailers. Now, some stuff that I could leave or take: the contour seats. Basically, it's just a show-off thing, I guess you would call it. I thought it would be nice on long trips to have that massaging seat. Honestly, I could take it or leave it. It's not as nice as it sounds, so I wouldn't spend the extra money to get the contour seats. Now, most of the trucks spec'd, if you want adaptive cruise control, they come with the contour seats, and most of your top tier trucks come with the contour seats, but it's just sort of something that you're paying for that, honestly, having it in my last two vehicles, I very rarely use it. My wife likes it. She has a bad back, so she does use it more than I do, but honestly, I very rarely use it. The only time I use it is if my tailbone or something's falling asleep. So we'll get into the things I don't like. Really, it's the main thing is the fuel mileage. I don't like how they only offer 430 gear ratios. It'd be real nice if they had an option for 410s. I think it would help with highway speed fuel mileage substantially. Now, you're going to lose a little bit of power, but unless you're pulling substantially in the mountains, which I'm not. I'm in the Appalachian Mountains, but most of my pulling is I'm just pulling a dump trailer from one job site to another, so I'm not getting on those big grades like down on 79 down in West Virginia or out in Rocky Mountains out west. The majority of the United States, I think, would benefit from at least 410 ratios, maybe even some 373s. It's going to cut your GVW back, but like I said, you don't really use that power, and the GVW cut rating on the 350s for the 410s isn't substantial. So honestly, if it had an option of a 410, I would definitely choose the 410 over the 430s just to get that little bit extra fuel mileage. Another thing I absolutely did not like when I got this truck, my last truck, was, and this is standard for all the Ford pickups, I believe even the F450s, when you're running and you get out, say to fill up your truck with fuel, and you leave the truck running, you shut the door, it double honks. That drove me nuts. Now, I did figure out a way to fix this. There's a program called ForeScan, which I'm going to definitely be doing some videos on in the future. You can change all kinds of parameters. Very nice program. It's actually, they have a free option. You can change pretty much all the parameters you want to change with the free option. All you got to do is buy an adapter, like, I don't know, I think I paid $40 for the actual good one on Amazon. There's a link to it down in the description if you want to check it out now. But very annoying is that double honk. So I looked into it, and this program called ForeScan allows you to shut that off. And you can do some other cool things like, I don't know, change when it starts up, you can make it say something besides Superduty. Change how many times your blinkers stay on and off whenever you just touch it going down the highway, changing lanes. There's a lot of cool things you can do in that program. Like I said, we're going to be getting into that in future videos. And the last complaint I have, it's not really a major complaint, but it is kind of annoying sometimes. When you slip your hand in behind this has the keyless entry, so when you slip your hand in behind the thing, when it's cold outside, for some reason it doesn't like to pick that up. So you find yourself either entering your pin on the side or pulling out your key fob to get the door open. And same way when you lock it when it's cold outside, for whatever reason, doesn't like to lock. And I'm usually got sweaty hands, so that it's definitely not on my end. It's definitely on the Ford side. And I noticed it more common on this. I traded in my F450, which was a limited. This is a King Ranch, so they're honestly, they're spec the same. This truck has everything my last truck did. The only thing different is the cow didn't pick up, but I noticed it more on this truck than my last truck for some reason. I don't know if they changed something with it in 2021. My last one was a 2020. I honestly can't say, but that's my last complaint, I would say. Other than that, I absolutely love this truck. It's if you're gonna do a lot of towing like I do, definitely recommend getting a 450 just because of the turning radius. It's definitely worth it, especially if you're in tight places. And it handles big trailers. That's top heavy a lot better than the fleet sides. So if you're in the market, I definitely compare the two. Like I said, honestly, there's another downside to the 450s. I just popped in my head here. The insurance, you got to get commercial insurance on the 450s, but so it is a little bit pricier. But when you get that, just don't call your broker up and get a quote. Like I'm paying, I think it's $1,150 a year for this truck, and this is a standalone truck, and that's on a full-blown commercial policy. Like there's no other vehicles on this policy, it's just this one. So if you have multiple vehicles, I'm sure you can get a better rate even at that. But that's the last complaint I have about it. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button down there. Really help us out. And be sure to drop some ideas for future videos down there in the comments. Like I said, we're going to be definitely doing some videos on ForeScan in the future here. And be doing some more videos on razors. And we're going to be going down to West Virginia razor riding. So we'll do some towing videos on the way down there and some videos of the Hatfield McCoy trails. But if you have anything else in the meantime, be sure to drop it down there in the comments, and we'll do our best to make something for you. Till next time, you guys stay safe out there.